Hello and welcome to Anatomy and Physiology 12. This is the course intro video that is going to basically guide you through exactly what the course is going to look like and what you can expect to see in it, what I'm going to be expecting from you, and everything like that. So at the very top of the page, a little graphic, you'll see the course intro video. This is here that you'll be watching. And then at the very top is my contact information. So right off the bat, I want to let you know that I'm always available most quickly through an email. I will respond to that by the end of the next business day. I do take my weekends off though, so I will not be replying to emails usually on the weekend. I try to get some rest and relaxation with the family during that time. But then additionally, I also have Skype hours. And as you can see right now, these are my normal school year Skype hours. Mondays and Tuesdays are in the morning, Thursdays and Fridays are in the afternoons. But depending on when you're watching this, those might be different, but you will always find my Skype hours right up here on the top of the course page. You don't need to set an appointment. You just message me during that time. After you've added me as a contact, please refrain from calling me during my Skype hours just because I might already be in a call. So it's better if you actually just send me a message and then I'll call you as soon as I'm free. So I'm available, for if you get really stuck and you need some big help. I'd love meeting with students and walking through assignment questions, test questions, things like that. There are policies and procedures for this course, and it's a very good thing to go through and read them. I'm not going to go through each and every one, but you can see there's policies in your coursework. What that's going to look like. Plagiarism. I don't want you using Google or things like that in the course, specifically on tests when you're doing them. The mandatory Skype meeting, so you have to complete it to get started. You can use your phone if your computer or laptop doesn't work. We can meet if you're working. We can meet on your lunch break. It's not a long meeting, but I do want to get to meet you and find out what your hopes and goals are for the course. You can see how the course is graded here, and you can find out about what I expect out of the course notes when you complete them, the course tests. Being inactive, I don't want you to start the course, drop off, that's not good. The final exam policies, these are important. They're always worth 30% off the block, but then if I do notice that you've got a very, very high course mark and then you bomb the final exam, that there might have been some cheating going on and then the final exam ends up being worth more. So be careful of that. And you need to complete the entire course before doing the final exam. So if you write the final exam, that is the end and you can't submit any work after that. So if I go back to the course page, that was just a quick overview of the policies and procedures, but you should go and read all the fine print. This is the curriculum document. If I open it up, this is brand new. This course used to be called Biology 12, and now it's called Anatomy and Physiology 12 as of the 2019-2020 school year. So these are the big ideas for the course. There's 3 of them. They go over homeostasis, gene expression, and organ systems. And then here's all the content you'll be learning, and these are all the competencies that you'll be building as well. So once you have watched this, you're going to want to come and meet me on Skype to do your introductory Skype meeting. You actually can still begin the course without meeting me on Skype. Maybe you're starting this course on a Saturday. You can still get started and we can just meet when you're free. So there are BCOS proctored exams. So if you're a BCOS student, a British Columbia Online School student, you're taking this part-time, there are final exams set throughout the year. As you can see, I've got 2 highlighted. The one January 11th, that just happened, and then one June 6th. Those are the ones at the end of the first semester and at the end of the second semester. Those are very popular ones, but we have a final exam almost scheduled every month, besides for December and March due to the Christmas break and spring break. And you can sign up for that right here. HCO students, if I just quickly bomb to the bottom of the course, you need to email me for directions for your final exam. So HCOS and BCOS students are different. So after that, If you at all need any help with submitting work in this course, you can come and check out this little page that I've created. Cam Scanner is an app that I use and you can use for submitting all of your work. And then if you ever are trying to submit something and it's too big and you can't actually submit it, there's a video here on how to compress your file size. So keep that in mind when you're trying to submit something. You can come back here and find it out. All right, so how does this course actually work? Now I got to be a little bit more excited. I have always loved biology, and in high school I took biology 11 and 12. I fell in love with it. When I went to university, I got my Bachelor of Science in biology. I took all sorts of biology courses from, cell and even just like cell walls. I took like pretty much a whole course just on, or not cell walls, cell membranes and how cell membranes work. And then I took all the way up to, embryology, and I took a course of African savanna biology. I really, really love life, and I try to get outside into it as much as possible. So anyway, what this course is going to look like is you're going to be watching lesson videos, and while you watch the lesson videos, you can be taking notes. And I have a couple requirements for notes. I want you to, take them. That's the first part. I want you to include some visual content, things like pictures. And if you're doing this for the notes, you can see that it's okay to work with friends, classmates, teachers, parents, siblings. I don't care how you take your notes. That's totally fair. So you can use Google to take pictures. You can make little illustrations, formulas, drawings, graphs, anything that you want. And then I also want you to be noting the key vocabulary. And I'll go over this in a few seconds. You have an assignment once you've completed your notes, and then there's going to be a quiz or a test or some sort of summative assessment at the end. And in this course, there's one that at the very end, there's like an action plan. There's also like an essay that you have to do. So that looks different. So the quizzes and tests are a little bit different. And then you also have one lab that you have to complete. You have to do a research assignment, and you have to complete an inquiry project. And then at the end is the final exam. So let's actually get started. What does this course look like? Well, when you first get started, there's an intro that you can watch, and then you're going to be taking notes. Either you've got basically two options. You can do these online through a Microsoft Word document. You can do these printed out. You can print it out, complete it, scan it in. Or if you're like old school and you really want to have a notebook, I know that I have notebooks for different things. You can grab your notebook and take notes in there as long as you scan them in. So I'm just going to open up the notes so that you can see what they look like. So I've made a little template for students to use. And I'm looking to see that you've gone over this vocab. That was one of the things. You've taken some, noted some visual content. So maybe you want to draw what a amino acid looks like. Maybe you want to draw what hydrogen bonding looks like, what a DNA molecule looks like, the helix, something like that. And then you're going to be taking notes for each lesson. So for this chapter, there are 8 lessons. And again, you can do this online or you can do this printed out. So once you've printed that or open that up, then you watch the videos and they're going to explain a concept and you're going to learn about that. Sometimes you don't have to watch the entire video. Sometimes the video goes into a bunch of stuff that you don't actually need to. So this one, for instance, you only need to watch till 6:10. This one you only need to watch till 3 minutes 30, 3 minutes 10, 6 minutes 10. So some of these you don't even have to watch the whole thing. This is where you hand in your notes. So you can come in here. You can see exactly how you're going to be graded. So I want to see that all your notes are completed thoroughly, that you've added visual content to enhance your notes, and that all of your vocab have been listed and defined. And you can do that any way that you choose. After you've completed the notes, then you're ready to try the assignment. And these assignments are pass or fail until you pass. They're for mastery. I want to see that you've understood this content and that you're ready for the test. So you're not going to be able to do the test until you've done the assignment. And if I open up the assignment, this is what it looks like. And as you can see, there's an achievement goal at the top. This is very important. I need you to be circling what you're trying to get in this course. And if you're trying to get an A plus, then we're going to mark your assignment a very certain way, looking to see that you're at that A plus mark. If you're instead trying to get into a university program and you only need a 70%, that's it. And you just need to be in this course. You can circle the B, and we're going to mark you accordingly. So if you're roughly getting a B on the assignment, awesome. If you're roughly getting a B on the assignment, then you should be able to score roughly a B on the test. That's how I view it. So what you'll notice about the assignments is that there's a part where you can use your notes to help you answer these questions because it might be big and heavy and hard. But then there's also a section of the assignment that I don't want you to use anything. Test your memory, see how well you do. This is to quiz yourself because once you get to the test, you're not going to be able to use any outside resources. No notes, no assignments, no Google, no nothing. So the assignments are there to help build that experience and give you some practice. So once you've completed the assignment, then there is the test. Like I said, some chapters have tests. Some of them have like an essay, and the test questions themselves vary a lot. You can have true and false, multiple choice, short answer, long answer, and some of them are even written out. So if I go to the second chapter in the DNA, genes, and genetics chapter, you're going to see that there's actually a written section to this test, just because it covers different content. So if I click on this, the questions actually aren't there, but when you go and you complete the test yourself, you're going to see that there's a question 18, there's a question 19, there's a question 20, and there's a question 21. And you show your written work here on this page, and then you scan it in once you've completed the test. So just note that a couple of the tests, I think one or two, have a written section, and that's in addition to the section that's online with the multiple choice and everything like that. So there are technically 10 chapters to this course. You can have biological notes, biological molecules. This one is DNA, genes, and genetics. Then you get these 3 additional activities on top of the chapters. So you have a lab, and you get to choose between 2 of them. You have a scientific journal. I'm just going to skip down. So there's a genomes and biotechnology chapter, there's a metabolism and enzymes chapter, and there's a scientific journals and articles. That's the research assignment that you're going to complete. And if you're going to university or college, you're definitely going to be engaging with peer-reviewed articles all the time. So it's important to learn what that looks like, what APA citation is. I know that I didn't learn this when I went to high school, and it really hurt me. So I want you to learn this. It's very important. So there's a chapter on cell features. There's a chapter on feedback loops and homeostasis. Then you have an inquiry project, and I've got some instructions laid out here. I'm really excited for this. This is where you're going to dive in deep into something that you're interested in. Then you've got the reason why there's technically 10 chapters is because organ systems is split up into 3 parts. So there's part 1, there's part 2, and then there's part 3 at the end here. And after you've completed that, there's also a dissection that you have to do a write-up for, and it's an online one, so you don't have to do anything. And then it finishes off with a chapter on health and lifestyle that I've worked on, and it's a little bit unique to the new course. And I want to make sure that you've got healthy plans for moving forward after you graduate. And so then once you've completed your health and lifestyle chapter, then you are done and you've made it to the end, and you can write your final exam. So I'm very excited to teach you through this course. I really hope that you enjoy the content that's laid out. I've tried to make it engaging. I've tried to, ask the questions in ways that, aren't as boring as possible, but there are still going to be areas where, maybe I could improve. So I really hope to guide you successfully throughout this course, and best of luck as you get started. I will see you on Skype, I'm sure, very soon.